united as we work together, learn and teach and relate to one another to bring honor to the center and your name. Please bless us and guide us in all that we do as we chart these new beginnings to collaborate with fellows of the center. We make our prayer through Christ our Lord, who lives with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Apia. So I guess by now, all of us have copies of the program outline. You can find one in the files that were given to us, okay? So now we have the introductory remarks, and the purpose of our gathering. We will then go to the presentation about RWESCK. When you say RWESCK, what is RWESCK all about? Then we zoom into the Center Research Fellows and the benefit thereof. Expected roles of fellows, after which we go through the inaugural ceremony. So the presentation about RWESCK, the Center Research Fellows and benefits, and expected roles, and the presentation will be given by the Center Director, Professor Samson Oppong. After the inauguration, which will be presided by our provost, unfortunately, because of other equally important activities, he is not here today, but he has asked the Dean of Faculty of Civil and Geoengineering to take his place. So Professor Anonu will stand in for him for the inaugural ceremony, after which we have some few deliberations of responses from fellows and discussions, and we go through the closing remarks, and that will be the end of our session. So without much ado, let me call on Professor Kwaku Emmanuella Pj to give us a short introduction and the purpose for which we've gathered here. Prof.
Thank you. Thank you. As we all know, we have gathered here today to inaugurate the Fellows of the Center. We know the Regional Water and Environmental Sanitation Center, Kumasi, is one of the foremost research centers when it comes to research into water and sanitation. We know this cannot be done alone by people who are in the College of Engineering. It cannot be done alone by people who are in KNUST, but we think this can be done when we have a partnership with people coming across from all sectors, because we know the sector is dynamic and keep getting into other frontiers. To be able to achieve this, the center would want to involve people with different expertise in different fields so that together we can all do it to be able to grow the center and take it to the next level. It is for this reason that we want to formalize the working relationship we've had with people from different sectors. Most of the people who are here are people we have been working with when it comes to PhD supervision, when it comes to teaching, when it comes to grant proposal writing. But we have not formalized this so that we will be able to do things better and better and do a lot more together. And so to do this, we decided that today should be the day that we would all come together, see ourselves as members of the Regional Water and Environmental Sanitation Center, and for that matter, fellows. And then together agree on what we can do together and how we want to go about it so that we can grow the center together. So why we are here today is to inaugurate fellows of the Regional Water Environmental Sanitation Center, and for us to be able to cast a common path together so that we can grow the center. The director will give us our roles, responsibility, benefits, and others. And so I would not want to go much into that. So that is why we are gathered here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kwaku Emmanuella Pj. So I'm sure most of us might not be so much aware of what RWESCK is all about. So we're going to call on the director of the center, Professor Samson Odro-Kwatin, to take us through what RWESCK is all about. And then he will tell us what is expected of our research fellows and the benefits that they will have. With a round of applause, let's welcome Professor Samson Odro-Kwatin. Prof.
Hello, excuse me, the program organizers. It appears we have technical difficulties hearing if something is happening right now.
Hello, good morning. The presentation will start soon. I think we have a technical problem, so they are trying to fix the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the update.
We are trying to project the presentation, so as soon as we see it on the screen, I'll go through the presentation with you. But we'll be able to see those online on the screen. Okay. Good morning to you all. I'm Samson Udru-Kwarteng. I'm presenting something on the center, what this RWESCK is all about, the Regional Water and Environmental Sanitation Center. The Regional Water and Environmental Sanitation Center is within the College of Engineering, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is a full-fledged university established in 1961 for the sake of those who are outside Ghana. And the vision of our university is to advance knowledge in science, technology for sustainable development in Africa. And the mission is to advance knowledge in science and technology through relevant research, quality teaching, entrepreneurship, training, and community engagement to improve the quality of life. The university has 6 colleges. We have and College of Engineering is one of them. And within the College of Engineering, we have the Department of Civil Engineering. And the center is hosted within the Department of Civil Engineering, but we work with other departments within the university. So within the Department of Civil Engineering, we have the Water Resource Engineering session, and then the Environmental Engineering session. So these 2 sessions came together 2 decades ago, since 1996, to start programs in water and sanitation, water resources and sanitation. So we have the and then PhD in Environmental Sanitation and Waste Management. And we have new programs. We are currently developing curriculum for new programs. And the idea is to reach out the professionals who are working. The 2 programs I mentioned are regular programs. You should be on campus full-time to participate in that program. But we have realized that there are a lot of professionals out there who also need capacity building. And we are trying to develop these programs. We have the water engineering, which is in line with water resources. And then we have water services management for small towns, water utility management. We have environmental sanitation and waste management. We have MAC, Disaster Prevention and Management, and WASH Governance, Water and Sanitation Governance. These are new programs. Very soon, we are going to submit them to the National Accreditation Board, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission for accreditation. And we are also planning to seek international accreditation of for these programs. In terms of accreditation, we have the 2 master's programs that we are currently running, and then the 3 PhD programs are all internationally accredited by Agency for Quality Assurance in Germany. And you see the team, the panel who came from Germany to evaluate the programs, and our certificates are with us. So in terms of student enrollment and internship, we currently have trained over the period of 5 years. We have enrolled 122 PhDs, 122 PhDs. Some of them completed, some are ongoing. They are at the various stages of completion. We have within the past 5 years, we've trained 290 masters in the area of water resources and water supply. Currently, we have about 80 of them on campus. So when you subtract the 80 or so from the 290, you see the number graduated. And we also have done over 900 short course participants in the sub-region, in Ghana and the sub-regions. Our students come from Burkina Faso, Nigeria, La Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, and also in Ghana. So we are trying to move more into regional. And not only, when we started 20 years ago, we have students coming from Rwanda, coming from other, Malawi, other South African countries. So not only in the West Africa, but we also have students. And currently we have 2 students who are interested to come and do PhD with us from Mozambique. And they are going to join us this year, 2 ladies. In terms of the females, we are doing about 34% female enrollment. And in terms of regional, about 18% regional. And then we have also, in terms of the regional enrollment, we have more females also coming from regional. And our students do 6 weeks, minimum 6 weeks internship with industry. So let me skip this slide. This is the current enrollment. We have, for in terms of PhDs, for the past 2 years, we have 20 PhDs enrolled in 2019, and then 26 PhDs enrolled in 2020. And they are currently with us. And in terms of masters, 2019, 43 masters enrolled, and 39 also 2020 enrolled. And they are at the various stages of completion. We also do short courses for, that is capacity building for professionals in the sector, and also in the sub-region. So what you see here, we also do capacity building for staff. So as a center fellow, we will invite you to participate in our staff capacity building. So these are the courses that we have done in the past for our staff. And you see they are there, and some of the courses are really interesting. So moving into the future, we invite you to join to join our capacity building programs at no cost to you. And then in terms of short courses for the sector practitioners, we have done a lot: water safety planning, water quality management, on-site sanitation, waste management, GIS, remote sensing, borehole drilling construction, environmental impact assessment, and you name them, plenty of them. And we expect our center fellows to also develop. If you have a short course that you are interested, you develop the curriculum, the materials, and we partner you to deliver these courses. In terms of research and laboratories, we are trying to also set up state-of-the-art laboratory, ISO certified. The aim is to get to ISO certification. And maybe to start with, we are looking at Ghana Standard Authority certification, so that if you bring your samples to the lab, you are assured of the quality of results that you obtain. So in terms of research, we have this, in terms of research, we have these 5 thematic areas. We have the water resources management and climate resilience. We have the innovative water treatment. We have the water distribution innovation. We have also the innovative sanitation, environmental sanitation, wash governance. These are the thematic areas. So you have to identify which research area that you want. You can work with one or two or based on your interest. Currently, we are trying to set up a laboratory. We have gas chromatograph. We have AAS, absorption spectrophotometer. We have the other photometers, and then we are trying to get electron scanning microscope for analysis, and then X-ray, SRD, X-ray diffractometer, and you name them. They are trying to get the state-of-the-art equipment so that if you are in the sub-region, you can bring your samples for analysis. You are in Ghana or wherever, and you are doing research. This will be the benefit. If you are a partner or you are a center fellow and you are helping us you are helping us in terms of our delivery, then we should also be able to support you when it comes to research and other mutual benefits, other things that will bring mutual benefits. So in terms of the mapping, in terms of research, we are looking at urban groundwater, urban groundwater issues. In Africa, we depend on septic tanks, on-site sanitation facilities. At the same time, because our utility, urban utility, is also not performing, or it's not serving it's not having citywide coverage. A lot of people depend on groundwater. So there's a need to also seriously look at groundwater issues. In the same way, when it comes to community and rural areas, there's a need to also look at groundwater issues in terms of the storage, in terms of quality, in terms of treatment and all that. So when it comes to water resources, these are the areas that those who are interested, you partner with your groundwater supply coverage, the hydrogeological characteristics, hydrochemistry, groundwater quality, the treatment of groundwater, the groundwater mapping, and all that. Using modern equipment, we are looking at digital technology. We are in the digital age. So we're looking at digital instrumentation, real-time data collection to be able to track the groundwater, to be able to manage groundwater. So here we have to, we need those in IT to be able to support us when it comes to automation, automatic data collection and analysis when it comes to real-time information. And then, so for the water services management, water demand management, leakage detection is a big issue. So the thematic area on water distribution innovation, we'll be looking at leakage detection and water loss management, which is a big issue in Africa. We lose about 50% of water that we treat, and we need to find where the water is going. Hello? Those online, please, can you hear? There was a light off. Are you online? Can I hear your voice? Those online. Hello? Are you with us? Those online.
I think they went off. So
So a few minutes, I will continue. Okay, so there was a light off, so there was a short break in the presentation. Let's continue. I'll finish very soon. So the water distribution and innovative thematic area. We are also looking at leakage detection and water loss management. Now there are a lot of new technology using robotics to detect water leakages in distribution and all that. And I think that it's about time we develop our capacity to go into these areas in terms of research, in terms of capacity building for the water utility companies. And then in terms of the absorption, when it comes to water treatment, you know, groundwater has a lot of contamination. Okay. Those online, please, can you hear? Those online. You want to know if you are online?
Yes, please.
Yes, we can hear now.
Thank you. So when it comes to water treatment, you know, groundwater has challenges when it comes to iron, manganese, arsenic, fluoride, and all that at high levels of concentration. So, and these days, there's either you use absorption to treat the water or we go for membrane. So we are moving strongly also into membrane technology in addition to absorption technology. So those with expertise in these areas are also welcome when it comes to research and capacity building. And we are aiming at moving to a package plan, development of water treatment package plan. I think that we should be able to, advance our knowledge when it comes to technology. You know, so I don't think this is a rocket science. We can also do the same thing. We should be able to develop ourselves to be able to move into developing package plan for our small towns and small towns and rural communities. We don't have to be importing everything. So I'm saying that if we close our borders for 1 year, there's no importation. Let's look at Corona, COVID-19. Suppose there's no importation for 1 year. Can we be self-reliant, produce everything locally and, do everything locally? This is, to me, moving into the future. We should be thinking of developing technologies, things for ourselves to support our societies. And then currently we are doing research also in the area of environmental sanitation, looking at low-cost sanitation technologies, you know, low-cost toilet technologies. We're also looking at recycling, like circular economy, developing a dryer to help with circular economy, converting food waste into animal feeds and also into fertilizer. This is an area when it comes to recycling of materials. We have RWESCK and industrial thematic networks with our partners. So we had a series of meetings last year. We have the area of water, network of partners in water supply. We also have network of partners in sanitation and circular economy. We also have network of partners in water resources and disaster risk management. So the idea is that once you are a center fellow, when we organize such meetings with the industry, you are also invited to join so that we get to know the industrial problems so that we can tailor our researches to address societal problems. And then, so this is what happened. We had the meeting at a Coconut Grove in Accra, and a lot of issues came up in the area of research, capacity building. There's a need, serious need for research and capacity building. When it comes to water, sanitation, drainage master plan, it came up strongly that as a country, Ghana, we don't have master plan for most of our towns and cities. Currently, they are developing one for Ghana, for Greater Accra master plan. Very soon they will move to Kumasi. What about the other over 500 urban systems in Ghana? We should be able to move to that stage, build capacity to be able to support these things when it comes to. And once the plans are prepared, are developed, we also have to support them with capacity building when it comes to implementation of the master plans. In terms of partners, we have a lot of partners, academic partners in the regional, in the sub-region, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, and then also in South Africa and other countries. So, and also beyond Africa, we have Germany, Italy, and all that. We have partners all over, and also in the Netherlands. So once you are a center fellow, we can also bring your institutions on board to become a partner. So you come as an individual center fellow, and your institution can also come on board as an institutional partner. In that case, our vice chancellor will have to sign an agreement or MOU when you bring your institutions on board to partner with the center. You also have industrial partners in Ghana. So wherever you are, the country that you are, those outside, you can identify some companies that you want us to work with, where you are also involved. So these are all possible. And then this is a history along the memory lane. We had the inaugural, I think, 2015 or so, we had the inauguration where the Water and Environment Center was changed to the Regional Environmental Water and Sanitation Center. And we had a lot of discussions, and that's where we are. Currently, we are implementing World Bank projects, and the World Bank projects, they are deliverables. It's a resource-based financing. You have to achieve results before you get, this is not a grant. For grant, they give you money to spend and you report. You give a report on it. You give you money, you spend, you give a report, financial report when it's a grant. But this is not a grant. This is a Ghana government loan, but it's a resource-based finance, like contractor. The contractor has to use his money to work, and then they come and measure the work, and it's paid later. It's the same approach, resource-based financing. If you don't achieve any results, you don't get anything. So if you do short course, you get something. If you train students, master PhD, you get something. If you submit publication, you get something. You achieve results before you get funding, you get something. So it's a different approach. And so if you, from the table, you see, we are supposed to train over 100 masters, 54 PhDs. We do over 300 short courses within the next 2 years. We have to complete these numbers, achieve these targets. We have to, submit publications. We need more partnerships. We have to get international accreditations of our programs. We have to do online short courses and many more. And in terms of industrial outreach, community outreach, we have to generate revenue through grant proposals. We need also best practices. We have to move more into international best practices when it comes to teaching and learning and research, and of course, visibility. The center, you have the center research teams. But we have to update the slides with everybody. Once you are supervising our students, you are part of the research team. So we have to update this. We have the core center management, the director, the deputy, we have the academic program coordinator, we have internship coordinator, we have a short course coordinator, we have a communication and visibility coordinator, we have research uptake coordinator. So we create coordinator roles for them to lead some aspect of work. So that is what we are doing. So of course, we have to get an assistant coordinator so that the two of them will be able to discuss a lot of things and see how best we can push the agenda of the center forward. Okay, so these are the core center, the director, the deputy, and those who are doing the day-to-day secretarial work at the center. And then the center has what we call advisory board, industry advisory board, chaired by the Minister of Sanitation in Ghana. So we have the Ghana Water Company as a member, Community Water. We have UNICEF, a member, the Environmental Sanitation Service Provider. We have one from a UK company who's also a member. We have one from Abidjan, a partner from Abidjan, also a member. They are supposed to advise the center on strategic direction and things that we have to do to address societal problems. We also have international partners, international advisory board members, made up of about 8 of them, and they're supposed to also advise us on what to do. Thank you for your attention. I will go over briefly for the next what we call the Center Fellows Collaboration Benefits Rules. I will briefly touch on this, and then we move into the next stage. So collaborations benefits rules. If you are a center, if you are a fellow, what we expect from you, why are we here? So this slide is a summary of why we are here. So we are looking at how to collaborate with you when it comes to joint industry research and uptake. You know, we can't do it alone. So we need experts to support us when it comes to research that will lead to industrial uptake by industry. We don't want to do research for our promotion. You know, in the university, we just do research, we publish, we get our promotion, become full professor. But we have to go beyond becoming full professor. We have to undertake research that will be piloted and taken up by industry. Our research should end at the industry. Society should benefit from the research that we do. So we're also looking at industry outreach and extension service, try to solve the problems of industry. So we should be able to visit industry together, find out the problems that confront them and how best we can help them solve. And tailor-made short courses. We should be able to develop short courses, tailor-made short courses to address the challenges, the capacity needs of the sector. You know, and then I mentioned for when it comes to water, sanitation, flooding issues, climate issues, I think there are a lot of things we can do. And of late in Ghana, even earthquake resilience is coming on strongly. When there's an earthquake, water and sanitation, water resources will be affected, sanitation will be affected. What do we do? You know, we need to build capacity when it comes to emergency water supply, sanitation. Student internship, student staff internship. So if you are a center fellow, you also have opportunity to do internship supported by the center. And then our students also do internship. You have opportunity for, let's say, short course. If you have to build a capacity in a special area and you need support, the center can support you to build your capacity. So we help you build capacity to also help to help build the center, to help advance the things of the center. What we call joint advocacy on governance. You know, there are a lot of things that we have to engage media to bring to the attention of governments and development partners when it comes to water sanitation challenges and even water resources. Look at Galamsey issue, the small-scale mining issue, the pollution of our rivers and all that. It's a big issue. And we need advocacy to drive the right things to be done. Sanitation, we have about 20% open defecation, those who don't have access, and even those who have access, they are not using the right technology. So we need to build strong advocacy here to push things forward. Guest lecturer. So once we identify your expertise in a particular area, we invite you to partner with us when it comes to lecturing, also research supervision, regional conferences, research contract, and then grant proposal writing. So these days, to win a grant, you need a lot of countries. You need a lot of countries before you can win a grant. If you submit 1 or 2 or 3 countries, because they want to see that whatever money they give you, they want the money to benefit a lot of countries. So to win grant proposal, we need to get a strong team from a lot of countries before we can do that. So that's the sense of getting the center fellows from outside Ghana to partner with us when it comes to this. Okay, so let me end here. So when it gets to the discussion time, okay. So I will end the presentation here. The next is maybe we introduce all the center fellows. Where is the guy? You should project him. I want them to project this one.
It's PowerPoint.
See,
They have a copy.
they have to project the PowerPoint. They should project the PowerPoint. Okay, so we try to compile the center fellows. So from now, what we want to do is to do introduction of the center fellows, and then we take it from there. We need to identify them, get to know them better. So. The slide they are not showing. Okay, I have to close it.
I have to copy for them.
No, it's the same slide.
The one you used.
It's the same slide, so they should show the slide. It's on the same slide.
Oh,
Okay, so this is the slides I was trying to explain the areas of collaboration. Some of you have letters. We've given you letters, and we outlined all the areas of collaboration. The benefits. The benefits, for example, conference. If you have to organize regional conference, we can pay for your plane tickets, accommodation for you to participate in such a conference. You know, for short course, we can pay for some cost for you to participate in short courses. So these are the benefits. You know, of course, when you supervise students, PhD students, you get papers for your promotion. So there are a lot of benefits. You know, capacity building, short courses, publications, and all that. And of course, if you write a joint proposal, grant proposal together, and there's funding, international funding, of course, there's a researcher's fee. I mean, there's a researcher's fee in it, and of course, you also have a financial benefit. You know, so that is it. So we need to work together to achieve more, to get more grants, and all of us, I mean, so basically that is it. And then so where we are, of course, you can ask questions when it comes to, we are going to introduce the center fellow. So if you see yourself on the screen, then you introduce yourself. Dr. Ohimin Buahin Godfred. If you are here or online, you introduce yourself. We are doing self-introduction, and then after that, our provost will take over.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. I'm Dr. Godfred Ohimin Buahin of the Chemical Engineering Department. I just joined the College of Engineering after the postgraduate study in South Korea for the master's and the PhD. And the area of research is into environmental nanobiotechnology, which also inculcates the use of and the development of innovative materials for wastewater treatment, or for water and wastewater treatment, as well as for bioprocesses as well. So thank you very much.
Dr. Eric.
Thank you very much, Prof. I'm here. I must say, Eric Oppong. Okay, this one is for. Okay, thank you. Eric Opoku Osei, Department of Computer Science, KNUST, and I'm also into distributed computing
these IoT and monitoring and tracking systems. So I believe that I have something to offer and to support the center in its new ways of doing things. Thank you very much. Dr. Benedicta, are you online? Kumsin Benedicta. Mr. Emmanuel Azibi, are you online or present? Okay. And then we have Prof. Ba Sadi. Are you online? From Mali.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, my name is Sidi Ba, and well, I did my master's in the US, Montana State University, my PhD in Canada at the University of Sherbrooke in chemical and environmental engineering. And I still work with the University of Sherbrooke, where I do most of my research. I returned to Mali, and now I work at the National School of Engineers. And by the way, I want to point out that I'm not in the Department of Environmental Engineering, as it is mentioned in the papers there. I am in the Department of Geology and Mining. So just for the record. So yeah, my area of expertise is mostly in water and wastewater engineering. And for research, I work on the removal of emerging contaminants, such as pharmaceuticals in wastewater. And I use enzymes called lacase and tyrosinase. And I have been developing the cross-linking of those enzymes to remove those emerging contaminants in wastewater mostly. And I also work on membrane technologies for drinking water production. I also developed some slow sand filtration system here when I came back, and we have even a patent for that. So yeah, I am very much interested in, supervising grad student, master, and PhD, and I very much enjoy grant proposal writing. So to make sure we get funding to cover those students. And yeah, I also like to teach, of course. Anyway, so basically, and I'm very much happy to join the center, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Basadi. Then we move on to Dr. Ntiamwa Augustine. Dr. Ntiamwa Augustine, are you online?
Hello, yeah, I'm here. My name is Augustine Ntiamwa. I completed my PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Melbourne in Australia. My research area is membrane and separation technologies and environmental life cycle assessment. I did my PhD research on adsorbent materials, and I'm hoping to be able to contribute this expertise with the center's research team on innovative water treatment, where I can help with developing adsorbent and membrane materials for water treatment. I joined KNUST in November last year, so I'm still new here. And so I'm with the Department of Chemical Engineering. So I'm happy as well to be with the center, and I'm looking forward to working collaboratively with other researchers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We move on to Dr. Owusu Victor. Dr. Owusu Victor, are you online or present?
Thank you. Yes, please, I'm online. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Victor Usu. I'm now with the Department of Geography Education as a lecturer in geography. And I completed my PhD in 2020 at the Seoul National University in South Korea, PhD in geography. So my focus was on coastal marine governance and fisheries. And I have published a couple of papers on coastal governance and fisheries management, especially focusing on the Western region, Azim, Sekendi, Nutakrade, Shama, coastal area. And I am also very happy to be part of this center, and I hope to contribute together with our other colleagues, my expertise and knowledge to attract grants and also in future help with the development of some of the short courses. So thank you so much, and I'm very happy to be part of this platform.
Okay. Thank you. We move on to Dr. Kwashi Bright. Dr. Kwashi Bright. Are you online or present? Dr. Kwashi Okay, we move on to Dr. Musa Justice. Dr. Musa Justice.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you, wherever you are. I am a Ghanaian, but I'm based in Germany. I work with the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. I'm a political economy and governance expert on climate change. So basically anything related to water governance, political economy, I'm more interested to support in that area. I must say that this is a very innovative way of mobilizing technical skills all over the world to be able to promote water-related issues in the sub-region. So I'm really, really happy to be here and looking forward for collaboration. I'm able to support in terms of PhD supervision, in terms of development of research proposals for grants, and also in terms of developing technical people and resource people within the industry. So looking forward to this particular collaboration. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Musa. We move on to Professor Afote. Prof, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Benjamin Afote from Chemical Engineering Department. I completed my PhD in environmental engineering from the US. And from the Civil Engineering Department. My hope is to be able to work with the center in order to improve upon the work that lies ahead of us. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So we move on to Professor Professor Araba Suleiman. Professor Arabi Suleiman. Are you online? Professor Arabi. Okay, the next is Insian Raphael. Insian Raphael. Are you online? Insian, okay. We move on to Dr. Suleiman Alassan. Dr. Suleiman Alassan. Okay, and then Dr. Duncan Albert Ebo, University of Cape Coast. Are you online?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm online.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm Albert Ebo Duncan. I am into water resources management and then environmental quality. That is my area of expertise, and I'm happy to be on board. I've worked extensively on the Galamsey issues, and I hope that coming on board, I will be able to bring my expertise to bear and then also help in the teaching and supervision. And I hope that with the knowledge that we have, the expertise that we have on board, when we come together, we'll be able to uplift the image of the center. Once again, I'm happy to be part of the team and hope to give my best in uplifting the image of the center. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Kojo Mieza. I'm a lecturer in the Environmental Science Department. I completed my PhD in the Environmental Science, specialized in the bioprocessing of materials, using enzymes to do biochemical conversion of material, bio-waste to ethanol. I'm also specialized in environmental sanitation, and I think this is a great opportunity to contribute to what is going on, the researches, and also learn from many others, and also contribute to make the fellowship stand firm and also make KNUST proud. I'm very happy once again to be part of this RWESCK fellowship.
Okay, thank you. We move on to Prof. Umar Frederick, Professor Frederick Umar, Cape Coast. Please, are you online?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I'm online. Professor Drokraite, I'm online. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Frederick Atuama, and I'm a professor of environmental and sustainability science at the University of Cape Coast. And I'm also currently the director of the Directorate of Research, Innovation, and Consultancy. In this particular domain, I coordinate all our international and local research partnerships with the public sector, the private sector, civil society, government, and others. And then my areas of specialization are water quality systems, human health risk assessment, climate change, multivariate statistics. And in this particular context, I've been supervising PhD students jointly with colleagues at the center. And I'm very, very happy to be part of this initiative of building a critical mass of scholars on the continent who can really solve our burgeoning environmental problems. Much of my expertise is cross-disciplinary or interdisciplinary. I look at things from a complex systems perspective. I look at the Anthropocene, so linkages between the hydrosphere, the lithosphere, and the anthroposphere, and all of those things are things that I really consider in the kind of work that I do. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Prof. We move on to Dr. Emmanuel Nyazi. Are you online? Dr. Emmanuel Nyazi.
Okay, sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm very happy to have joined the team today, and it's been a very informative session. My name is Nyaji Emmanuel, and I work as a postdoctoral researcher in Wageningen University. And my field of expertise is mainly on climate predictability and climate forecasting, more particularly on climate services. So what we do is looking at impact studies on climate change and water systems. And currently I work with the Water System and Global Change Group, and it's an interdisciplinary group where there is water quality group and a section, water quantity section, and also climate impact. But I'm mainly working on the impact of climate change, mainly on water systems and how we can harness climate data and develop actionable information to help sectors in decision making in terms of seasonal decision making and in-season decision making. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We move on to Dr. Zubida. Doc, are you online? Dr. Zubida, I think from Uganda.
Can you hear me, please?
Please introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. Dr. Zubaida. Currently, I'm based in Uganda. Can you hear me, please? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that I'm Rwandese.
Yes, we can hear that.
Yes. I work currently in Uganda, Kampala International University. I hold a PhD in environmental engineering from Turkey, a master's in environmental engineering, and a bachelor's in chemical engineering. The first 2 degrees, I completed them from Algeria, and that last one in Turkey. So my area of expertise, where I concentrated my PhD, was about solid waste management and landfill leachate treatment. My research project was about treatment of landfill leachate using electro-oxidation processes, both raw leachate and biologically treated leachate, which has been filtrated through membrane, nanofiltration, ultrafiltration membrane. So I'm really excited to work with the center in this field of water treatment and also solid waste management, particularly in writing the proposals and supervision of master's students. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I look forward to start working with you.
Okay, thank you. So we move on to Mr. Solomon Obahidu. Solomon, are you online? I think from La Côte d'Ivoire. Are you online?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Solomon Obahidu. I'm a Beninese, but I'm living in Côte d'Ivoire. I'm currently seeking to attend my PhD. My domain of expertise is on energy, climate, and environmental science. My focus is on climate, land, energy, water, and resources. I'm so happy to be part of this fellow, and I'm also ready to collaborate in terms of technical capacity building, project writing.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to Dr. Mohammed Kasim. Mohammed Kasim, please, are you online? Oh, you are.
Yes, I'm online.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Prof?
Please, we cannot hear you. You are muted. We can't hear you. Please, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Dr. Mohammed Kasim.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Prof? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, but can you speak louder? Okay, let's move on to, I think, Dr. Jampo Benjamin. Dr. Jampo Benjamin.
Good morning.
And then we move on to Dr. Ibrahim Umar.
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. I'm Benjamin Jampo.
I am a lecturer at the Department of Fisheries and Watershed Management at the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources here at KNUST. My research work focuses on watershed management, also environmental systems analysis, and groundwater resources. I do a bit of research management and also science communication with different organizations, and currently I am the editor-in-chief of Scientific African Journal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Ibrahim Umar, are you online or?
Yeah, I'm online, Prof.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Ibrahim Umar Salihi, a lecturer with Bayero University, Kano, Nigeria. I did my PhD at the University of Technology Petronas, Malaysia. I specialize in the area of water treatment, water and wastewater treatment through physical. I look forward to working with the center and other fellow colleagues. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And we move on to Dr. Stephen Oppong, KNUST. Kwache, Dr. Kwache Oppong, are you online or present? Okay, well, Dr. Musa, Musa, okay.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. This is Oppong Amusha from Nigeria. I'm an engineer by profession, and my PhD is in water engineering and energy economics. And it's a pleasure working with the center and the rest of the fellow. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Hello, good morning. My name is Stephen Oppongkwashi, a lecturer at the Department of Environmental Science at KNUST. I have PhD in Civil and Environmental Engineering from University of Stuttgart in Germany. Also, I had MSc in Water Resources and Engineering Management from the same university, Stuttgart in Germany. I have BSc in Civil Engineering from KNUST. And currently, my research areas are water resources, engineering and management, hydrology and geohydrology, hydrological modeling, climate change studies, and also geostatistics. I'm glad to be on board for mutual benefits, as the director said, and also for the good of our environment and mankind. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We move on to Dr. Aufry, Frank Aufry, and then Professor Nanas Yudu. Dr. Frank Aufry. Okay, and then we move on to Professor Nanas Yudu.
Good morning to you all. I'm Frank Aufry Ajman from the Department of Materials Engineering. My research is mostly focused on material synthesis for wastewater treatment and also for energy applications. Over the years, I've worked with nanofibers, membranes, absorbents for water treatment. So I'm very happy to join this fellow, and we'll be glad to contribute massively for the development of this fellow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then Prof. Nanas Yudu.
Thank you very much, Prof. My name is Nanas Yudu from Chemical Engineering. And I have a PhD in Chemical Engineering, and my research area includes modeling, simulations of processes, as well as artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then we move on to Dr. Boatin Setre. Are you online? And then Professor Michael Daramula, also online. Dr. Setre, are you online? Okay. And then Dr. Prof. Michael from University of Pretoria, are you online?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. And I want to thank you now for the opportunity given to me to be a fellow of this center. As my name has been mentioned, Michael Daramola. I'm a professor and also now the head of the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Pretoria in South Africa. I have my studies and training in Nigeria, my first degree and also now the first master degree. Then I went to the Netherlands to have my second master degree at the University of Wageningen University in the Netherlands. Then I did my PhD collaboration with a university in France, also now with a university in South Africa. Then later now I did my postdoctoral fellow at Technical University Delft. Then I had collaboration with UNESCO IHE, then with some universities in Singapore as well, before I moved down to South Africa. And my research, I think basically now is on nanomaterials and nanocomposites, where I develop catalysts, adsorbent, membrane materials for different kind of application and processes as well. And also now work on the area of waste valorization, which also consider the circular economy. So anything waste, I valorize to something that is value added. Well, in terms of your thematic area, I'm interested in innovative water treatment and innovative environmental sanitation, and likewise in sanitation and circular economy. And my interest in this kind of center will be on the area of institutional collaboration. I've gotten a very well-established water research group in my department, and we want to also collaborate. Co-supervision of postgraduate students. I've been able now to train to completion 17 PhD students, and also now 32 masters. I've mentored close to 7 postdoctoral fellows as well. So I've given lectures for a lot of countries in Africa, even outside of Africa. So I've been interested in guest lectureship as well. Then joint proposal collaboration in terms of writing joint proposal grant. I'm also now very interested in that. So I look forward to working with you. I've been in Ghana before. I do have collaboration with the University of Ghana, and I would also like to establish that collaboration through you now with KNUST. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Let's move on to Dr. Nkansa Frank, Nkansa Boadu. Are you? Hello. Okay. And then you move on to Professor Abiola, I think from Nigeria. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frank Nkansa Boadu. I completed my PhD in Chemical and Biological Engineering from University of British Columbia, Canada. My PhD research was on bioremediation of toxic elements from coal mining influenced water. My research areas are biological wastewater treatment, bioprocess engineering, solid waste, and solid waste management. I look forward to a fruitful working relationship with the center. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We move on to the Prof. Nuruddin Abiola.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes, please, we can hear you.
I'm Oladoja Nuruddin Abiola. I'm a professor of hydrochemistry, Department of Chemical Sciences at Adekunle Ajasin University. My research interest is in the development of innovative, low-cost method for water and wastewater treatment and resource recovery from wastewater. It is my pleasure to be part of this team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then we move on to Dr. Ajman from, I think, Nigeria.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Prof. Yes, thank you very much, Prof, for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. My name is Ajman from the Department of Geography, University of Uyo, Nigeria. I have a PhD in climatology and climate change studies. I did my master's in the University of Ibadan, the area of hydrology and water resource management. My expertise is in GIS and remote sensing, environmental impact and social impact assessment. I also have expertise in water quality assessment, water conflicts and risk reduction management. I'm so very much interested in proposal writing, grants, winning proposal, and I've been able to train about 5 master students in their projects, and so far Also very conversant in the use of quantitative techniques, statistics, multivariate techniques, and supervision of postgraduate students. So in the thematic areas, I'm so much interested in the water quality and climate resilience, and also the innovative, water resource management. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to collaborating with, all of you, and I promise you it's going to be a good drive for we Africa. Now we have a good point, a good standpoint in terms of building water, solutions globally. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And then we have Dr. Fred Molikwa from, I think, Tuan University of Technology, South Africa. Please, are you online? Okay, so now those who are online, okay, please, you can go ahead, introduce yourself. Dr. Fred from Tuan University.
Thank you, Prof. And good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fred Molelekwa, and I am here in South Africa from Tshwane University of Technology as an associate professor here, and I'm based in the Faculty of Science. But then I have done my PhD in Belgium, and I did chemical engineering, but my focus was on membrane technology. So I have been working with various companies as a consultant in the area of waste management, also water quality and occupational health and safety in the mining industry. So I am really looking forward to working with you based on the expertise that I've heard the center would have. And I've also seen some of my colleagues in the in AMSIC, which is the Membrane Society, African Membrane Society. And then I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I think if you are online and you did not hear your name, you can introduce yourself briefly, and then we move into the inauguration session and the discussion. After the inauguration by our provost of College of Engineering, we'll have a discussion. We'll give you the opportunity to ask all your questions and suggestions and things, and that will be the last session. Then by 12:15, we should leave here. So if you're online and you did not hear your name, please introduce yourself. Online. If you did not hear your name, please introduce yourself if you are online.
Good morning, good afternoon to you. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
We can hear you, please.
Hello?
Yes,
please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, my name is Aziba Emmanuel Asibi. I just completed my PhD in agronomy from the University of Gansu Agricultural University in China. I just returned to Ghana recently. And I'm happy to be a fit department. My area of specialization with my PhD studies,
Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Yeah, my area of specialization is food security, climate change, and nitrogen use.
Okay.
Water in managing nitrogen use efficiency in the agricultural sector. I am happy to be in the midst of great
Okay, thank you. It appears
great people to learn more and to also
Okay, thank you. It appears the line is breaking. So let's move on to the next person online. Okay, those present, if Dr. Bocce and those who are here, if we did not hear your name, you can introduce yourself briefly. Then we move to the inauguration part and the discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Patrick Bocce. I am with Chemical Engineering Department here in KNUST. My PhD was done in South Korea. My area of focus was in chemical and biological engineering, specifically in environmental nano and biotechnology. The areas of interest for my research include valorization of waste via pyrolysis. I also look at adsorbent and catalyst and membrane development for wastewater treatment. I also consider application of zeolite and biochars for water treatment and desulfurization of crude oil. Recently, I've been focusing on microbial application for wastewater treatment and carbon capture and utilization. I also look at microbial application for wastewater treatment through integrated operation systems. And then finally, I also consider polymer technology for water treatment and enhanced crude oil recovery. I hope to contribute my quota immensely towards the advancement of the center. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I am Prof. Faye Bafo. I'm with the Department of Environmental Science. Yeah, I am into solid waste management, bioremediation technologies, and pollution control in general. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Prof. Ibrahim.
Yes, my name is Ibrahim. I'm a professor in planning. I think I'm one of the fathers of RWESCK, together with Professor Drew and the others. But I had to take back step and for about 6 years. Now I'm back. My area of specialization is water and sanitation, planning and management. Thank you.
Thank you. Prof. Pj.
Okay, my name is Emmanuella Pj. I'm with the Department of Geological Engineering, and I've also been working with the center for some time now. And my area is in groundwater management, research in groundwater management. So that's what I do around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I will end the introduction. Maybe after the discussion, we'll give the floor to for those who have not introduced yourself to go ahead and introduce yourself because of time. So I'll hand over to our moderator to take over from here. We have our provost rep is here to speak to us, and after that we have discussion session where you have all your questions, you ask all your questions, and where you need clarity, clarification, we look at all that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Center Director, for the insightful presentation. I'm sure by now we are all aware what RWESCK is all about. And looking at the presentations, we have some broad spectrum of expertise and experiences. So we believe that we can leverage on that to build our center for mutual benefit. So at this stage, we are at a point where we have to inaugurate our center fellows. So with a round of applause, may we welcome the provost. In fact, in the initial stages, I said he is not available at the moment, but he's been standing by Professor Geoffrey Kwame Anonu. So shall we welcome Professor Anonu to do us the honors by inaugurating our fellows.
Thank you very much. At the first place, in fact, on behalf of the Provost, I would have said that we're thanking you all for your active participation in this meeting. In fact, myself, I would say that I have been very overwhelmed because I wasn't very much expecting that we'll be having a lot of people, a lot of participants, a lot of fellows in-house and then out there. So you are all welcome. Actually, well, just a very brief, the College of Engineering actually is hosting about 6 centers. That's TCC, the Blue Hammond Energy Center, KEEP, WESCK, TREC, and then RWESCK. Out of this, we have 3 of them being the World Bank Centers of Excellence, and RWESCK is one of them. As you have already or might have heard, RWESCK actually is tasked with teaching, that is capacity building, and then research. And already in the presentation, you should hear that RWESCK actually undertakes research in 5 thematic areas. That is under 5 themes. At this point, I very much believe, and having listened to all of you from different backgrounds, from how do we call it, governance to core engineering, I very much believe that each and every one of us, or every one of you, will have to identify a thematic area, 1 or 2, where we have to continue working. Of course, your active participation will help the center to grow. For that matter, KNUST. We are here to actually get the mutual benefits as been indicated by the center director. On this note, I don't think that I need to talk much. All has been said. The Q&A time will come. A lot of more explanation will be given. So when that time comes, I think we all have to feel free, and then we ask questions, suggestions, comments that will be very much needed in order to grow the center, that is RWESCK. On this note, I think that on behalf of the Provost of the College of Engineering, Professor McAdom Asamoah, who is not here at the moment, as you know, I, Professor Geoffrey Anonu, Dean, Faculty of Civil and Geoengineering, do admit all the registered center fellows as fellows of RWESCK. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you too.
Thank you very much, Professor Anonu. We are at the stage of responses from fellows. So our honorable fellows, I would like to have some responses from you. Any comments, any feedback? So if you are ready, you can just put up your hand. and you give us your comment or feedback. So the floor is opened. Our online colleagues too, you can also come in. Any comments from our fellows?
Hi, Justice here.
All right, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to ask one quick question, then I will come back later. The first question is, if you want to supervise a student, what is the process? Is there a system where one has to go through accreditation, you submit your CV, it will be, subjected to the standard, and when you qualify, then you can be called upon to supervise? What is the process? Or just being a fellow, already you automatically qualify to supervise a student? That's my first question. I'll come back later.
Great. So we are taking all notice of all the questions and we respond to them later. So it's time for the questions. So if there's any. Yes, please, go ahead.
I'm Augustine Tiamo. I just want to find out, is the fellowship for a period of time, or once you are a fellow, that's it, there's no period? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you want to know the duration, if there is any?
Yes, please.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, any other? I'm sure we have a lot of issues or concerns, so please, let's take advantage of this opportunity and clarify those issues. Yes, please, go ahead.
I want to call for a review of the block teaching for the program. I think that we have done it for some number of years. There are some concerns from both students and staff, and I think that it is appropriate we review it and then improve. That's my comment or my contribution.
Well noted, sir. So this session is not only about questions, okay? If you have any feedback or any ideas that you think will be helpful for our collaboration, these ideas are welcome.
I would like also to ask one question.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I wonder if you have an English learning center for foreign students who come from Francophone countries, and also if a fellow would like to send some master student, what are the procedures to follow? Thank you.
Thank you. It's well noted. You answer.
Okay, thank you. My next question is Justice again.
Okay.
In other jurisdictions, fellows are considered, academic staff, and then they have the capacity or the opportunity to be evaluated and get promoted, maybe into, associate professor or professorship. Can we have clarity on this? That the distinction is that you are not, and for that matter, even if you work with the center and you publish, and along the line you would want to apply for example, promotion, though you will not be receiving any remuneration from the university, is that, a potential opportunity exists, or that doesn't apply to this?
Great. So I think let's try to answer some of the questions. Then if there are any, we will take them afterwards. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll answer some of them, and then the director will also add up. Let me pick the last one. Our fellows considered as academic staff, and can they be promoted? In the university, for our structure, for you to be appointed as an academic staff, we need to forward your document to the University Appointment and Promotions Committee. Then you can be appointed as a part-time staff, as an adjunct professor or senior lecturer to any of those roles. So for this fellowship that we are admitting you into the center, we haven't sent the documents to the university appointment and promotions committee, and so you cannot be promoted in any way in this university from one rank to the other, unless if you are interested to be an adjunct staff of the university or a part-time staff, you apply to the department concerned, and then we can follow up. If any fellow is interested, we can facilitate that. In this university, all academic programs are run by individual departments. And so if you are interested in any of them, we can facilitate, okay, for your area, you would fit into environmental science planning, and then we'll facilitate with that department, and then you can apply. So that is how it's done in the university here. Then for the first one, supervision of students, MSc and PhD. In the KNUST, graduate school requires that for PhD supervision, we have at least 3 faculty members supervising, a minimum of 3. We have 1 lead and then the others. In the center, what we do currently is we would have the 3. 1 of them would come from the department where the PhD topic that the student is doing, where the focus is. So if the focus is on more in water resources, we'll have 1 supervisor from that area, from civil engineering. If the focus is more in environmental science, we'll have 1 from our theoretical and applied. If it's from planning, we'll have 1 there. Then we look among, so in this case where we have now fellows, we look in our fellowship networks outside Ghana. We actually would want to have 1 international supervisor if it's possible. So outside Ghana, if we have somebody who has expertise in that area, we also bring such a person in. And then if we have 1 of that supervisor coming from civil engineering, we would have to get 1 supervisor coming from outside the department. And so when we look at all the experts that we have with this broad network of fellowship, when we will get 1 person from outside the department to add. This is the 3, minimum 3 that the graduate school require. Now, amongst us, we have people who are from industry. And so if there is a topic which would require somebody from industry, we invite the industrial person in. Okay, in the university here, for you to be able to supervise a PhD student, you must be of a rank at least PhD, senior lecturer rank. But our fellows who are of lecturer rank or equivalent, we don't deny them. We act them as mentors to the supervision team. So in a way, we have all gone through it. You may even end up doing a lot of consultations with the PhD students. You may even think that you are the main supervisor, but it is part of the mentorship that the senior colleagues give to us. And so we all went through that. So your name will not appear on the thesis as being one of the supervisors, but you acted as a mentor. But if there is any publication coming out of the work of the student, the supervision team decides on the position of authors, and of course, you will be included. And so sometimes if you are privileged to be in a team where you have senior people, you may even be the 2nd or 3rd author, because the senior people, they say, oh, you who have done this, and to encourage as they do that. And so that happens in supervision. Now in KNUST, your CV has to be forwarded to the graduate school for them to see whether the department reviews the CV of supervisors. And if the departments approve of the CVs, we do it. But you see, for KNUST staff already, they have already been done by their departments. And so they all qualify. Once you have the rank, the university has qualified, so you don't need to send CV for it. Once we know your area of expertise, we add you. But for people outside the university, you need to get a CV, review it, and then if the department approves it, we can add you to it. So that happens for the PhD. MSc, for KNUST, we have 2 supervisors. That one, you can't have more. Now, when we add and we have 3 or 4, officially, the graduate school recognizes 2 supervisors. But we can still have mentors or people from industry who are interested being part of the supervision team from the MSc because of their work which may be involved. So that is on it. The fellowship for a period, director will talk about it. Prof talked about reviewing the block system of teaching for the benefit of our fellows who don't know the structure of our MSc course. For our MSc course, we have a number of modules, and for each module comprises different courses. So for each course, we take it for 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on the credit hours. Now, we take the course for a week, and then after the following week, they take the exams. Now, that was the practice before. So following comments from students and our lecturers, we reviewed it. So now you take a number of courses. So they will take 3 courses. Then after the 3 courses, they have 1 week to write the exam. So we don't write the exams like we did before. You finish on Friday, the Monday you are writing the exam. So following comments, we have done that. Doing that added 1 week to every 1 week for a 3 program. So we added about 5 weeks to the duration of our program. But we have been able to absorb that. Prof's suggestion of doing them in the reviewing the block system. So we reviewed that one. We reviewed it. So Prof's course, the course that Prof has been teaching is 1 week. So for him, once he finishes 1 week, but for courses which span 2 weeks and 3 weeks, he will teach 1 week. A course fills in, and then the following week you teach it. One of the reasons why we don't want to bundle a number of courses together like we do in our regular systems is this. You see, in some cases, we have guest lecturers coming in. And so if you have a guest lecturer coming in and your program has been planned to span for the whole semester, he or she cannot stay for the whole semester. That is why we do the block system. So if you have a guest lecturer coming from outside Ghana, you do it for 1 week. If it's 2 weeks, you do it for 2 weeks, and then you are gone. So currently, this is how we do it. So Prof, I'm sure he would give us more suggestions on what he means by the review and what we can do to improve it. And we'll look at it together and then see that can be done. Now, the good thing now is because of the online COVID, we have known that we now know the online system works. And so for some of the courses, they take some face-to-face, and in some cases, the guest lecturers do not even come on KNUST campus. They will stay where they are, and then they will deliver the course. Of course, we will prefer to have face-to-face in most cases, but in cases where that is not possible, we will then go to the next option to have blended. You can do 1 week face-to-face and do some online so that we'll be able to accommodate that. I think that Prof, yeah, the English. You know, in our program, if you are admitted from a Francophone country, you don't start the academic year with the regular students. You come 3 months before to take English courses. And we have English department in the university, which organizes English classes for students. And so when we have students coming from the Francophone country, we liaise with our English department, and then they offer English proficiency courses to all students who come. So they do that before we start the regular program, and so that is done. On how do you nominate students for master students and PhD? The director will speak more to it. You know, your fellowship will go beyond World Bank funding period. So the answer that the director will give will possibly be in 2 phases. When we have World Bank funding, we may be able to offer scholarship. Beyond the World Bank funding, scholarship cannot be guaranteed. It is possible we can do something, but scholarship cannot be guaranteed. So if beyond the World Bank funding, we have funding from other sources and there are scholarships in, these scholarships are open to both local and international students. And as much as possible, we would prefer we have a mix. So we don't give all scholarship to locals and all to international. We would have a mix of that. Within this World Bank period, World Bank funding period, Prof would speak to that one. And so we will look at it in 2 phases. Beyond the World Bank, if there are scholarships, we do. And when they come, we offer them to our partners across. So if our partner institution has staff that they want to nominate to come and do a PhD, we take those ones as priority, because we know we are building capacity to also go and help solve a problem there. And so we give special dispensation and considerations from nominations coming from our partner, and for that matter, our fellows. So, Prof. So there was one on duration of fellowship. Is it lifetime or we need to be renewing it? Maybe you have to use this one. He's a founding father.
That's why the letters we gave you, we didn't specify any tenure in the letter. It's open. Unless, of course, you have suggestions. If you want us to go for tenure, fine. Based on your suggestions.
But I think, like Prof said, there are other centers in the university, like he said, TCC, Energy Center, and that is a practice. Once they enroll you in as a fellow, it's forever. But your continuous membership, and which you will know yourself, depends on your level of involvement in the activities of a center. So if you are redundant for 10 years, of course, you assume that even though in letter I'm supposed to be perpetual, I'm not active, and so I don't even consider myself a fellow. But as long as you continue to be active in the services and activities of the center, you would continue to be a fellow, and they will continue to engage your services. Even if sometimes you withdraw and you are the only expert in that area, who will call on you and bring you in to help. Yes, sir. The question was, he asked, how do we nominate students for our MSc and admit them into the programs in the center? And then we add, you can add scholarships to it.
Okay, so what we do is, but this year is the last year for the sponsor, the students sponsor. So, because we have a target, and once we achieve the target, it means that coming this year, PhD students, and students who will enroll this year, 2022, will have to bring their own funding. You have to have your own funding. So you have to pay to.
Prof, sorry, we can't hear you.
Prof, let it be close.
Hello.
Can you hear now?
What I'm saying is that the funding this year are funding for regional students, for young Ghanaians.
No, it's still low. The voice is very low. Can't hear what he's saying.
Okay, he's changing the mic, so.
Okay, thank you.
For the scholarship, I'm saying we have funding for, partial funding for students, masters and PhD this year, for Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians. The non-Ghanaians, we call them regional students, so we have funding. So for the Ghanaian, in terms of the nomination, for Ghanaian students, it's competitive. They have to apply to graduate school, KNUST graduate school, we get the forms, we interview all of them. The PhDs are supposed to make a presentation of their research, we give them a score, and we do an evaluation. And then based on their experience, number of publications they have, and all that, the committee, the panel of the panel, or the interview committee will do the evaluation and then select. So if you are going to give, if you receive 50 PhD applications, and you want, they say 15, they select 15 to be sponsored out of maybe the 30 or 40 applications that we receive. For the Ghanaians. The same thing, we do the same thing for the MSc Ghanaians. It's purely competition. For partners, it's by nomination. If we have an MOU, you have an MOU with your university, like MOU signed by our Vice Chancellor, and also signed by your Vice Chancellor, that one is partnership. It's not a center fellow level, but the institutional partnership. If you have it at that level, then you can give us a nomination, a PhD, MSc, to be sponsored. So once we get the nomination on your letterhead from your university or from your institution, your applicant will have the opportunity to study here. So that is and then the regional admission, we have nomination from our partners outside Ghana. And we also give opportunity for individual applicants who are not our partners, who don't come from our partner institution. And that also is competition. We have to interview them. Last year, we interviewed them via Zoom. We interviewed some of them via Zoom, and based on their experiences, we shortlisted and gave some of them opportunity. So what I would say is that this year, we have to take about 14 master students from outside Ghana, regional, 14 masters. So our center fellows who are outside Ghana, you can look for a potential very good student for PhD, MSc, who will do research in line with your expertise to apply. It's a competition. So once they apply and they get the admission, it means that you're a potential supervisor. I mean, you're a center fellow. And this is a way to also get involved as a center fellow, because you have to supervise research that you're interested. So whatever research you are going to supervise, it should be research that you are also interested. So to get into that level, it means that you should also help us get a brilliant student who is going to do research in line with your expertise. And once the person we give that offer to the student, either MSc level or PhD level, then you become a co-supervisor. So that is the way of that. So that one is purely, if you don't have MOU with your university, then that one, it cannot be a nomination, but it will be purely competition. You have to interview all of them, and we shortlist. So that is the answer to the scholarship. And it will end this year. So we are looking at 14 MSc, regional MSc this year, and about six PhDs, PhD. And the 6 PhDs, our partners outside Ghana may bring some of them. And then if you don't get up to the 6, it's also open. If you have to take 2, we have to give admission to 2 through competition. We do that. So that is about the scholarship. What else? Okay.
Is there a deadline for applications?
The system is open. The regional students, there's the online, you go to the KNUST website, the postgraduate admission, KNUST website, postgraduate admission, you follow the instruction there, and then the applicant can apply, and then we'll get the application. Once they apply, they have to post a printed copy to graduate school, the secretary, School of Graduate Studies, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. But they have to also send us a soft copy. You have our emails. We need soft copy so that we can follow up on the application. And then we'll do the interview, and then we shortlist. So I think that this is an opportunity to at least get one student that you are going to co-supervise. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, Benjamin Afote. I want to find out the sources of the research topics. Is it industry-based research topics?
Okay, so the research topics we have, I think, both, industry-based and then academic-driven. The industry-based, for example, currently we have a community water and sanitation agency in Ghana. It's interested in package treatment plants using membrane, developing package treatment plant using membrane. They're also interested in robotics, using robots in leakage detection, water distribution, leakage detection, and leakage management. So, and other organizations are also, they come up with topics. So we have topics coming from industry, and then some of the academic staff may also have their research interests, and they may want to set some topics. And then also we allow the students to also come up with their interests. So you're looking at the research from the industry, the academic staff, and the students themselves. The students are also supposed to come up with their interests, their research interests. If they bring up a topic and it's relevant, it's solving a societal need, why not? We take it up. So if you ask, let's say, if a student apply for the admission and he's successful and he's a student, and you have a topic, you can give your topic to the students, or maybe now that you're a fellow, you bring your topic to the center, and then we incorporate all those topics into the research. Thank you.
I have a question.
I want to add something small. You see,
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, when I add something small, the center is the postgraduate programs that they mentioned, that we mentioned the MSc programs. They run along with the research thematic areas. So for the PhD, per KNC requirement, when you apply, you need to submit your topics. But that may not be the topic that we work with if it doesn't fall in the area which has been defined by the research groups. So for all of us here who are fellows at the center, we will make available the research groups that we have and then the thematic areas. So each research group has a team lead. So when you meet together, you can refine the research teams that you have. So when the students are applying in the advert, they are supposed to select topics, tell us which research team the topic falls in. Then when they have all come and you have the topics, they will make a presentation to that research team, the research group. And then you will look and then ship in the topic to see whether they fit your thematic areas. And during the presentation, as a research group, you will identify people who are strong in those areas to be able to propose the supervisors. So like you said, if you are part of the team and then there is a topic that you think the student can do, we can bring some of them up. You can bring it up and then the team can then forward it and the students can pick them up. So the next step is the project manager will send the research groups that we have so that we align them, and that is the unit that you'll be working more with because you'll be having meetings and discussions together. Okay. So that is also what it comes in when we are doing the PhD topic selection and then supervision too. Yeah, please, somebody said he had a question.
Yes, I wanted to ask. Hello? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, please, I want to ask, when are we starting? Like, when are you providing us with the rules of engagement?
Can you please come again?
Like, I want to find out when we are starting, the program and in terms of our job description and rule of engagement. Like,
okay,
like, that's going to be done.
Like you said, the work starts the moment you are integrated. So we have started work already. That's why we are even doing the discussion. So following from today, you will be receiving, like I told you, emails where they will have listed our thematic areas and tell you that, okay, these are the thematic areas, let us know where you are. When that is done, the center project manager will group it and will send an email to people in the different thematic areas and say, this is the thematic lead. And then the conversation will continue from there. So when is it starting? It has started. Job description, the letters that were written to the center follows. specify the expectations that we have for center fellows. And so when the thematic leads, you will meet, you may have a Zoom meeting, you will discuss things about your team research group, and then you move on there. So we have started, and that's why we are starting with this discussion. So very soon,
thank you very much.
You will get in it. Maybe tomorrow
right,
you will get the email.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I have a short question.
Please go ahead.
Yes, my question is, assuming somebody...
Hello? Hello?
The center. Hello?
Sorry, can you take your question again? I think we lost you.
Yes, my question is, if you have an idea, you want to conduct a particular research in the name of the center, some monies to carry out the research. Now, we are saying that the center has not gotten the funding yet. We have to spend before we get it later. So how does such research go on? How do we carry such a proposal to proceed to the research part?
Okay, so the director will give you an answer to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Like he said, you see, that's why I said most of these things are in two phases. The reason why we are together as fellows is for us to look for money to run the center. So the center doesn't get any vote from KNUS to say, okay, use this money to carry out research. We have to look for money to run the center. At the moment, we have funding from the World Bank. And with that money, we would be able to carry out some research. So within this period, what we are using the money for in terms of research is to sponsor postgraduate students, MSc and PhD students. But we have a limited number. And so if you say, if every fellow has a topic, bring it and we'll fund it, we may not be able to do it. So what you do is, as a research group, if I bring my topic, you bring your topic and put it, and we realize these are similar, then we can put it together and give it to a PhD student to start a research. And in doing that one, when he's doing the research, then a number of us can then supervise the student, and then we can go together. Another advantage we are having is because we are together as fellows. He was mentioning, when people were mentioning, I realized that there are so many people in the university here, not in my department, that I can collaborate with. So for instance, KNUST gives out call for what we call CREF, KNUST Research Fund. So because I know he's a fellow and he's in another department, I can then work with him and we apply. If we are able to get 30,000, at least we have some money to be able to pick on one student. The university subscribes to Research Beeline, where they announce call for proposals. And so with this one, like we are following, it's not all staff who are on it, some are on it, but we actively monitor it. And so any call which comes that we know falls within any of the center fellows' expertise, we'll put it there, and then a team can come together and write the proposal together. But the advantage you have being a fellow is you are going to leverage on the experience of the center to be able to get that money, because they would have said, if you have had some funding before, you are a fellow. So the money we have had in the center, even before I came in the university, I can say that we are part of what? The team. Our center has been able to manage this funding, and we have the team to be able to do that. So we can leverage on the experiences of this center to apply for grants that if I wanted to apply as an individual, I couldn't. Or if I wanted to apply from my department as an individual, I couldn't. We can leverage on that to be able to do it. So the money, we'll look for it together. For topics that you have within this World Bank funding project, you route it through the research groups, and then it can be done. And so in some cases, we have had students working in Nigeria, working in their home country, on topics which are of interest to fellows in that country. Why? Because the research team agreed that this is an important topic and that we can put the student on. And so that was also done. Okay.
All right, so I believe we have maybe many questions to ask, but for the sake of time.
Our provost rep will have to close us. I think there was a question, when are we starting? When is the center fellow activities, when will these activities start? I think it's now. Some of you have a letter. We've given you a letter from the center. Those who don't have letter, if you don't have a letter from the center, let us know. All of you, we will give you letters to indicate that you are now a center fellow. Now, for example, short course. From now up to December, we are looking at rolling out regional short courses. Regional short course, like you are going to deliver a short course outside Ghana, either virtual or face-to-face. So if you are a center fellow and you have a short course, you have developed material, PowerPoint, handouts for a short course, and you know that if you are going to roll it out, we'll get a lot of participants who are also interested in that capacity building. Just let us know. So in this case, you partner with the center to deliver the short course in your country. So those outside Ghana, we can partner with you to deliver a short course. It means that you will ask one resource person from KNUST to come to your country to partner with you to deliver the short course. So it's like a joint short course. So that is possible. We do a joint short course to deliver a short course. Currently, we are discussing with Liberia. Now, we don't have any center fellow from Liberia. They are interested in municipal solid waste management. They are interested in water resource management. And they are ready to finance part of the cost. The lunch, the cost of the training cost, they are ready to take up about half of the training cost. So what will cost the center is maybe the air ticket for the resource persons, and then maybe some cost. So let us know. If there's a short course that you have developed and you want us to jointly run it, the center can come in and partner with you to deliver. Of course, the organization, we also expect the organization nominating the participant to also bear part of the cost. So it's not 100% funding. If we finance the air ticket of the resource person, we expect the beneficiary organization to also take up part of the cost. And that is the strategy. For MSc PhD supervision, for the regional center fellows, try and encourage a good student, a brilliant student to apply. And once the student gets admission, you're automatic member, partner, you're automatically part of the supervision. So those in Ghana is the same thing. If you are in environmental science department, you are in planning department, you are in geography department, wherever department, if you encourage your TA or a brilliant student to be enrolled in the center, definitely the student will make sure you are part of the supervision. You know, at times some of the students, they insist, I want this lecturer to be part of the supervision. I mean, these days they are talking about human rights. Everybody has a right. So if the student insists that a particular lecturer, professor should be part of the supervision, why not? They are all part. So encourage applicants. This year, you want to see a keen competition in the application so that at least if you're able to get 1 or 2 students enrolled, you're automatic supervisor. And of course, the RWESCK grant is also, when we see calls, we will share with you, and then we'll do it jointly. And once we get the funding to support student mobility, student research, why not? We do together. So on this note, I'll end here. I think we are going to plan maybe every 3 months, maybe Zoom meeting. We have to meet every 3 months or 6 months to review what we are doing together. You know, so this is going to be a platform that we are going to, anytime you also have an engagement with industry, we inform you so that we jointly meet the industry to learn from them what is happening. So on this note, I'll call on the provost rep to close us, to give us the closing remarks, and then we leave here. So take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Odro Kwatin. I think this session has been very fruitful, and we look forward for more collaboration and building our synergies for our betterment. So at this time, let me call on the Provost, who is deputizing or standing in for the Provost, Professor Anonu, to give us the closing remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Director. And then thank you very much, all the participants. Like I said already, in-house and then out there. I think we've had a very fruitful discussions, and I want to believe that each and every one of us, we have already identified how we're going to move on with the center. As the discussion was going on, one thing that I have noticed is that it was looking as if the questions actually were towards what benefit do I get from the center, but not actually how can I contribute to the center. And somehow I think that should not be the case from the start. As a center fellow, we have to contribute to the growth of the center. That means that sometimes we have to look out, we have to look for proposals, grants, and come to the center. And then we execute. But if it is like I am a center fellow, and for that matter, there is some money out there, and maybe every month I will be entitled to, let's say, some $100 or some 100 cedis, let's say that, then I think that is not it. Please, we need to a bit understand this concept very well and then know what we are coming in for. Well, once again, I'm saying that thank you all very much. So on this note, Director, with your permission, we can declare this meeting closed. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Professor Anonu. So all too soon, we've come to the end of our program. Please, let's take note of the following. After the closing prayer, you're going to have group picture in front of the podium. And there's also lunch served. Take away anyway, so outside. So when you exit, ensure you pick your own. So I'll call on Dr. Apia Ifa, who gave us the opening prayer, to also give us the closing prayer. I have been your moderator, and my name is Dr. Charles Jemfi. Thank you.
Shall we pray? Gracious God, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for bringing this gathering to a successful end. We thank you for all that we have accomplished here together with our center fellows. Grant, we pray, that the inauguration of our fellows may serve as a catalyst to move the center and KNUST forward and cause us to advance and see growth in all areas of our research themes. We make our prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
So please, let's all converge in front here for the group pictures.